You guys enjoyed my last Nico Baran video, so I decided to make another one, this time going in depth and breaking down one of Nico Baran's samples. So let's get straight to it. So some of y'all might have seen this sample on TikTok. So let's break it down. So first there's this piano, which I recreated using Contact and the SSS vintage upright piano, and I laid down these chords. To which I added a couple of effects. I first added a halftime, and I added a volt compressor, then a reels, and a good hertz low-high to get rid of some of the high end, and this is what it sounds like now. So it's not exact, but it's somewhat similar, but the most important part of this sample is the vocals. So these are the actual vocals from the sample. And I know all of y'all are wondering where Nico Baran gets all his vocal samples, and I can't guarantee the source of Nico Baran's vocals every time. I'm pretty sure sometimes he works with vocalists, maybe he even uses his voice sometimes, but I know for a fact that a splice vocal was used for this sample. I was scrolling through Splice the other day and I came across this vocal sample.
It's just what I noticed, something got me all day, haunted by you. Haunted by you.
So if you pay very close attention to that last part, it sounds exactly like the sample. So as you can see, I chopped it up quite a lot. So this is the original vocal, and this is the chopped vocal from the splice sample. Now it doesn't sound the best, but then I added this vocal chain from R&B Vocals 2, which is the kit that will be dropping next week, and this is what we have now. So basically when he uses splice samples, he pretty much always chops them and reverses them, pitches them up, form and shifts it up and down, and that's how he's been able to get his own kind of sound. So now let's use these techniques and go ahead and make our own sound. Yo, listening to this sample just made me realize I had this crazy beat made to this sample. Young Twan. Okay, anyways, so to start off this sample, I went on Splice and I got some of these vocal samples.
Feelings for you. I've got feelings for you.
And this one right here is just the same one, it's just doubled. And I also had this sample that I chopped up and rearranged with new tone, but I didn't make too many crazy changes to it, but this is what it sounds like.
To you.
Nico Baran often does these like swells and like one bar intros that transitions into the full sample. So I chopped up the vocal in a way where I could have kind of that transition, and I layered some synths with the vocals. So let me just show y'all what it sounds like.
Feelings for you.
So for that I went in Analog Lab and I used the first preset, the classic Juno keys, which I layered with a Prophet 5 from Arturia, and I used this Lo-Fi Henry preset, and it's the same exact pattern. This is what it sounds like, which leads into just one chord. It's just one chord for the rest of the sample, and this is what it looks like. Now for this one I added a bass from Mini V4. This is something Nico Baran does a lot also. It's the Land of Birds preset, and just following the root notes. I thought the bass was lacking in character, so I added a decapitator. I turned on the punish and boosted up the drive knob. And so again for the vocals, I added one of my mixing chains from R&B Vocals 2, and here's what the vocals sound like.
Feelings for you. To you. To you. To you. I've got feelings for you.
And of course, this is far from complete without the master. We know that Nico Baran processes his vocals and his samples with his tape cassette machine. So first I added this sound shifter to pitch it down 5 semitones, which is something Nico does a lot. Also, he pitches down his samples and that's why you get that pitch down vocal sound. I added a rails for a tape machine emulation and a GHz Wolf compressor, and this is what the final sample sounds like.
To you, I've got feelings for you. To you, I've got feelings for you.
So that's all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next and I'll catch y'all in the next video.